deep appreciation to the public health authorities in these several counties, as well as the City of Beaumont, City of Port Arthur, as well as the emergency management personnel and the hospitals. We've all worked collaboratively to try to come up with a plan that's going to be the easiest to understand for our respective communities, that's going to be most effective at addressing the issues that we face. And I think that we found out since probably 2008 when we experienced Hurricane Ike that we're stronger together than we are individually. A lot of times when natural disasters like Harvey hit, we sometimes find that most of the resources are going to Harris County, and by banding together, we have a larger voice in Austin to obtain resources and to best serve our communities in the aftermath of natural disasters that aren't here with a pandemic. So we've begun in the aftermath of Harvey and Imelda to work collaboratively on flood control projects, and it only makes sense that all of our close Southeast Texas neighbors, a lot of whom work from these other counties in Jefferson County, it's best that we try to address this issue together and region-wide. We obviously are very committed to our communities and working collaboratively and if necessary around the clock as the situation rapidly changes related to the COVID-19 virus. We've got information this week that we didn't have today, and we got information yesterday that we didn't have the day before. The Texas Department of State Health Services is rapidly changing their guidance on a number of issues like fitness facilities, child care facilities, and so forth. And we're trying to keep up with those changes in guidance. As Carol referenced, our call-in number is 409-550-2536. Whenever you call into that number, if you're experiencing symptoms, and symptoms again are fever, dry cough, difficulty with breathing, a nurse will ask you questions regarding your symptoms. If you meet the criteria for sampling after you've been screened, you'll be routed to a location for further screening and testing. Now, I'll tell you right now that we have limited quantities of sampling media that are approved for the coronavirus. Been speaking all morning with people with the hospitals and with physicians. And at best, we have about 450 in the county. We all made STAR requests, which are state of Texas ASAP requests to the state for additional tests. We also have reached out to private vendors to see whether or not we can purchase the sampling media. And if it becomes necessary for us to purchase it, we will. If we're going to take whatever steps we need to make sure that we're appropriately prepared to meet whatever happens. Some of the other counties may not have the sampling media in their counties. Those people that call into that one number for all these counties and cities may have to be directed to Jefferson County. Again, it's a fluid situation. When we are able to obtain more sampling media, locations will be opened up in those counties to serve those citizens more efficiently and with less travel time. We are asking, if you do have symptoms, that you remain isolated in your home until you have the results of your test and receive further guidance from your health department. We ask that you not present to the emergency room unless you're in respiratory distress and are in need of emergency room services, or you're too sick to be triaged at one of the testing locations. Again, we ask that you follow several of the hygienic guidelines that have been put out on coronavirus.org, on the Department of State Health Services websites, and so forth. Those include washing your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Hopefully it'll be hot water as opposed to cold water, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, and water are not available, then use an alcohol-based sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth with unwashed hands. That's something I've found very difficult to do over the last several days. And this event has only brought to my conscience how often I do that. Avoid close contact with people who are ill. It's better to distance yourself from all events and remain in your home as much as possible, except if what's necessary to go out and go to the grocery store or traveling to and from work. Stay home when you're sick, obviously, and cover your coughs or sneezes with tissue and throw the tissue in the trash, and clean and disinfect frequently touched areas in your home using regular household cleaning spray or wipes. And I think most importantly, follow the emergency orders that are in place in the respective cities and counties. We will be using emergency management track software in these testing facilities so that we can appropriately report our results to the Department of State Health Services. And I just want to say, including before turning it over to Mayor Ames and then any of the other county judges or mayors who want to speak, that I want to express my deep appreciation of the people of Southeast Texas. They have been through many trials and disasters over the last 15 years. They have proven themselves to be resilient, to be cooperative, to be great neighbors, to care about each other and want to help each other. And if we continue to display that we have in the past, we're going to get through this thing and come out stronger than we were beforehand. Mayor, I want to give you the opportunity to speak, say anything that you want to say. Any other county judges at the end of their discussion will be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Judge Brennick, and you covered just about everything, and I appreciate it, and I agree with everything you said, but I would like to reiterate that we will do whatever we have to do to make sure that we have the testing mediums as we move through this. As was said earlier, this changes on a daily basis, so try not to get frustrated, because I know how easy that is, because you hear one thing and then the next day you hear something else, but this is an unknown. So like that was said earlier, we've been through Harvey, we've been through Ike, we've been through Imelda, and so many other things, and this is new to all of us. So bear with us. We are learning just as fast as we can and getting the information as fast as we can. We're on conference calls very consistently and constantly with the federal government and the state, and they're giving us guidelines to go by, which I have been very impressed with so far, very cooperative with us. One thing I would like to mention is if you go to the City of Beaumont webpage on the Emergency Management Department, there is a disaster recovery worksheet. If you've experienced any loss, whether it be your business, your nonprofit, or whatever it might be, we need you to fill out that worksheet. Has also been posted on all of our Facebook pages, and we will post it again after this meeting, right, Carol? And it's called a Disaster Recovery Worksheet, and it will allow us to apply for money once we get through this to see if we can help any small businesses or nonprofits that suffer from it, because I'm sure there will be some. In addition to that, I'm hearing that it's hard to, we would much prefer then you go to the grocery store to do curbside pickup, but I recognize that sometimes when you go online to try to do that, it might be a week or longer. So we have developed in the EOC in Beaumont a coalition with the grocery stores to try to work with them to ensure that we have that availability, but for those of you, because it's better for their employees too, that you not go in the store, but go do the curbside. So there's all kinds of things that we're working on. Just because you don't hear about it immediately, that doesn't mean we're not working on it. Like I said, things are changing rapidly, and you have some great people in our county and the surrounding counties that are working diligently on your behalf. And I also would like to take this opportunity to show my appreciation to the Southeast Texans as well, because you are very resilient. We work together, we pull together. Be kind to one another. This gets to your mental, it affects you mentally also, so remember that everyone's affected, and be kind, and let's try to work together, and we will get through this as we have before, I have no doubt. Thank you so much.